Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome back to a new video. Today we're going to be having a look at a game between, in the top right spawning is the blue Zerg Cham. In the bottom left, the red player who might be a little bit less well known. His name is Grimreaper UK. Now the reason why I think you guys should know him, because Grimreaper UK is as a European player, is one of the guys that you don't really want to face. First of all, he's from the UK, which, you know, it's kind of scary. Not quite sure what these guys are up to. And on top of that, he's a Cannonrusher. He likes to open up with fast forgers and... well, we're going to see a gateway first, but I can almost guarantee you that we're going to be seeing a forge as a follow-up, okay? I'd be very, very surprised. Yep, there we go. He goes back home. He's going to build a forge at 17, 18. Not quite sure what's best, and he'll follow that up with a gas, most likely. Okay, it's going to be an 18 forge. Now, he's one of those guys that is a very intelligent cannon rusher. He is usually floating between 5.5 and 6.1k MMR. And the thing that's funny about Grimreaper is that he's not only good at cannon rushing, but he's also completely capable of playing a macro game out of it. And that's, I think, the difference that he has with the other cannon rushers, is that he can actually macro out of situations that don't look too bad. So, kind of curious, first of all, what we're going to be seeing here as... Grimreaper is sending out his worker. There comes one pylon, so that's going to be blocking. I'm going to explain to you guys what these pylons are doing. Okay, so this pylon is blocking off this area, and then these two pylons are blocking off that area. Well, it's pretty obvious actually. Most of you would have been able to figure that out. Now what you want to be doing is you want to be building a cannon down here, and then cancelling these two. There we go. Or at least cancelling one of them. Then you rebuild one as well. Now the second cannon is going to be in range of the first cannon defensively, so Lynx can't hold it, can't kill it, and this will kind of serve as a ramp denier. So basically forces your opponent to not move down the ramp. Cybercore is about to finish up. We see a cannon going down and a robotics facility, or I can only imagine. Oh, we managed to cancel this cannon. That's very nice, because that cannon is useless. We'll just be able to get biled down or queen down from the high ground. We have two batteries in the back. I don't think there's a space in between those. I don't like that too much, but these cannons in the front are going to be very helpful. A robotics facility in the back is going to be extremely useful as well. Oh, this is a full wall, by the way. Or is it? Oh, I thought he was gonna bug himself out using, like, sometimes on certain maps, if you like put your probes in the little corner and then build a pylon here, you can bug yourself through the wall, because the probe needs a location to go. Once you build a building, and you just kind of pop out. Now we have a spine on the way here, and we have a couple of roaches as well. Let's see what he's going to be doing with that. I don't think it's going to be nothing too great. 3 Ravagers, there's a lot of gas here. 3rd cannon on the way, 3 batteries, 3 cannons, spine on the high ground. I'm not too sure about the spine on the high ground, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Oh, he can just hit this from the high ground, that's kind of painful. I didn't think that was possible. I thought he needed to walk down a little bit further and get hit. That does not seem to be the case. A couple of biles are hitting that cannon, but not doing too much damage. First, Immortal is on the way. I don't think he can just run down it. I mean, there's absolutely no way. Nah, this is not possible. This is absolutely not possible. One roach goes down. We see this cannon taking a lot of damage. That was such a weird move. I mean... that was such an obviously bad move, no? We all kind of saw that coming. It's going to be a second Immortal on the way. Rather than using a prism for some high ground vision or something else, instead we're going to be seeing that the second Immortal. I think he should be pushing his Immortal a little bit further forward. So the moment these guys run down the ramp, he immediately starts shooting. Second Immortal's coming out as well now. Here we go. It's going to be able to, not take out anything. Single cannon is still remaining. I think the micro with the Immortals could definitely be a little bit better. Next cannon is on the way as well. But these cannons are in such a position where I think Cham needs to completely run down in order to get something done. Target fire hasn't been the hottest. Here we go. This is looking better. Why do you keep move commanding? What are you doing, Grimreaper? Oh, double batteries are going to get taken out. Target fire is looking kind of spicy. Good pickup there on the Immortal. But I'm not quite sure if this is going to be enough. We saw a lot of lost damage in these move commands. Now the micro here is fine, but it's actually a little bit too far back. With those, with the prism, I hope he won't lose this Immortal. No, he's not going to lose that Immortal. He will end up killing this this position just gets owned. I don't think this should have happened. I really don't think this should have happened. I think this was a little bit of a mistake. Do we have any upgrades? No, there's no warp gate done. Uh-oh. It's gonna actually use the prism mode. Hopefully we can survive a little bit longer. A couple of good vials coming down as well, and yeah, this is just not going to be it here for Grimreaper. He's getting absolutely pushed back. He is still on one base. He has a prism with 2 Immortals, and that could be a little bit dangerous. He's actually trying to take down this base right now. Where do we see Cham? Cham is probably going to be in time to defend this, but I'm not entirely sure if that's actually the case. Yep, it's going to be the case. He's going to be absolutely fine. These Lynx, these Ravagers, and these Roaches are going to do a splendid job. Nexus is going down right now. 2 Roaches are gonna fall. Sloppy macro out of Cham. Cham's moving across the map though. Not quite sure why he's doing that. I think he should just be defending and making sure that he can't lose this base. Good micro coming out of Grimreaper here, who continues the action. Picking up, dropping out. Yeah, some superb control so far. Very rare build order. Extremely rare build order. You love to see it. Now if these Ravagers doing a lot of damage, where are the Immortals? Oh, Immortals are just chilling back at home. Kind of forgot to pick them up. And this is anything but a dull game so far, as we have Cham just moving out and kind of wanting to keep on the pressure. Double gas got taken for a double extractor trick. What happens is you take the extractor. Oh, let me hold that thought. What happens is you take the extractors, lowering your supply by 1, and then you use that supply, and then you cancel the extractors. So it's like kind of ultra supply blocking yourself, but it is pretty good. It tends to be pretty useful if you get supply, but you can build 2 extra units before your Overlord finishes. No! Little bit too slow there with the Void Ray move. Doesn't quite lose it, but tanks a crap ton of damage. We now have the Prism once again moving out. 28 workers against 26. Forge, Twilight, all going down. 3rd base on the way here for Cham as well. He is still on 2 gas, but he isn't really using it. 30 workers against 28 right now, okay? It's a good worker count. See a 2nd Void Ray on the way, so worker-wise, I think Cham is actually a little bit ahead. But if you think about the tech, I actually think that tech looks really good for Grimreaper. Like, Grimreaper already is getting +1, he has 2 Void Rays, he has 2 Immortals. He actually has a lot of potential damage output. He's gonna lose one of these units, isn't he? Yeah, he's gonna. That's very, very sloppy. Grimreaper's micro has at times not been great, and at other times, honestly, kind of superb. But, yeah, it's just... that just wasn't it. Losing an Immortal like that. It's gonna jump in once again, miss target fires. Oh my god. This queen just stays alive. This guy's living on the edge, by the way. I'd send it to my natural revivals, Cham. Like, hello, buddy. Like, it's obvious this one wants to get sniped. Like, walking around with a massive target on its back. Just want to keep that alive. What do we have here? We have charge, we have +1 coming in, we have no gases, another full wall. Not the biggest fan of this. I'm really not the biggest fan of this. It's gonna take a while to really materialize this type of push. You see Cham trying to scout. Hey, there's no 3rd base here. What is that? That's interesting. Let me take a look at the wall, perhaps. No, it's not going to take a look at the wall. Wouldn't mind if he does. Should probably have a look at this base as well. Sometimes people take a different 3rd base, and you kind of want to make sure that you're not getting tricked like that. Yep, here comes the Ling. Sees the complete lack of a 3rd base, and this should kind of trigger the Roach response. We already see 3 more Roaches on the way. We now see 4 more Roaches added on top of that. So we're going to be going up to 7 Roaches, and I really like that. 2 more what? Why is he having drones? I mean, he sees the complete lack of a 3rd base. He has 51 workers. He does not need more drones right now. All he needs is queens and roaches. Did he just add 2 more? Are they still the same 2? I'm not quite sure. Here comes a wall, 2 Evo chambers. This is not a full wall though. I don't think he can actually afford a full Evo chamber wall. You see he still has 5 larvae in the bank. I think it would be better to just use those larvae into building something. He's not really using them. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of painful, honestly. Here comes Grimreaper, gonna try to break this wall. Should be capable of breaking. This is not a wall. Or well, at least he left the door open. It's not brilliant. Zealots are charging in, going to be able to do a little bit of damage on these roaches. But this is... oh my god, the Void Rays. Is there enough anti-air? I guess that's the real question now. Does he just go for the queens? Does he start right-clicking queens? I think he starts right-clicking queens. Here come the Void Rays, okay. A lot of these queens are going down. Biles are going to not hit, barely miss. Yeah, he's just right-clicking queens right here. We have 4 Void Rays remaining against 5 queens. I don't think that's going to be quite enough. 5th Void Ray is on the way. Do we have +1 on these Void Rays? No. It's so obvious what's happening, but I feel like Cham isn't realizing. There's 2 more queens on the way. There's no spores with this army. Built 7 drones? What? It's gonna lose 2 queens immediately. Now there's 5 Void Rays against 4 queens, 5 Void Rays against 2 queens. Ravagers are trying to shoot, but there's no queens left. There's no queens left, and these Void Rays are just gonna be able to take all of this out. There's another Void Ray on the way that's gonna be able to work hard defensively. We have a couple of Zealots being warped in defensively as well. This queen is going to end up falling. This queen is going to end up falling. Oh, does manage to get that Void Ray. Do we have, where did the Void, no, Void Ray just flew straight across the map. I think that should have stayed home. I definitely do believe that should have stayed home. That's a big mistake out of Grimreaper here, who is now going to try to, I guess, base trade his opponent with air units. Or, well, it's more, I should say, Cham is trying to base trade his opponent. Cham should definitely be trying to take out this cannon, though. Void Ray not being at home is kind of painful. He's gonna recall. I'm not a fan of that. I think he should have continued going, because if anything, just recall one of these Void Rays, not all of them. Now you're giving your opponent so much time to build more queens, to build... to get that +1, to get more spores. He's not building any queens right now, though. I don't understand why Cham, in the middle of this fight, decided to build 8 more drones. And to completely stop building queens. No extra spores being added. It was so obvious what was happening here. Baneling Nest? What? Okay, cancels the Baneling Nest. Gets 3 more spores here. What is our Void Ray count? We're currently at 6. We're at 2 queens. 2 more queens are on the way. 3 spores on the way as well. I mean, this is just gonna die. Once again, we're gonna... no way Lynx can do anything here, right? There's 2 cannons. Yeah. Lynx are gonna come back home. Void Rays are charging up. I think Cham just lost. Okay, this hatchery is going to end up falling. These Void Rays are running a little bit low. Needs to be careful with that. So there is a couple of spores. To be precise, there's 5 spores right now. There's 2 queens. There's another hatchery on the way. A couple more spores are moving around. I think that Grimreaper is being slightly too passive here. I think he could be pushing his advantage a little bit more. 5 more drones on the way for Cham. We have these Lynx coming in as a run by. I don't actually like that too much. These Lynx are pretty weak. There's Zealots with +1 already. Zealots are absolutely gonna wreck this. You know, humiliate them, Lynx. Good micro coming out of Grimreaper. Needs to be careful though. There's a lot of spores around, and Cham is aware of his position as well. You see there's kind of a dead space here on the left. Might be able to do something there. Carapace upgrade is being researched right now. We have these Lynx that a bunch of the brothers did end up falling. Once again, Ravagers coming in. We'll be able to throw down a couple of Biles. Grimreaper is quick enough for now. 3 queens. 3 queens, 7 Void Rays. First Archon is on the way, 4 more drones on the way as well for Cham. Cham managing to find ways to squeeze in drones, and this time I am liking it. Still feel like he should have a bigger focus on pumping out queens, because the queen is the only unit that matters for him right now. There's no ground army that can deal with his roaches currently. The only thing that matters is whether his queens will remain or not. He's going to be taking out Grimreaper, that is one of them spores. Second spore is going to be targeted down as well. This Void Ray is taking a lot of damage, gets microed back. Zealots are trying to take out as many queens as they can, and they're actually doing a pretty fantastic job. I think they took out 1 queen already, doing a lot of damage on the second one as well. And I mean, there's a couple of spores remaining, but I think there's going to be a kind of a dead spot where these spores are not going to be capable of attacking the Void Rays. I think this game just ended. We have another big run by coming in. These roaches were not at home. I feel like Cham would have just been able to defend if he had the roaches at home. He had way higher supply. He had 2-3 spores, and he had 4 queens as well. I mean, 4 queens with 1 transfuse and a spore against 6 Void Rays. As long as the Zealots don't connect with the queens, I think he would have been absolutely fine. He's still trying his best. There's still a lot of roaches here. There's still a lot of spores. Roaches once again are coming back after taking out... I'm not sure if they actually took anything out, but there's 3 queens here. There's a couple of spores, and Cham is trying to stay alive, but he did end up losing a lot of drones. And I think it might just be a little bit too much for him at this point. 34 workers against 32. We see 8 more workers just, or 6 more workers just finishing up for Cham. What a game. What a game of StarCraft. Bunch of zealots are being warped in. No probes are being added here. Look at that. He just doesn't give a crap. He's not producing any probes whatsoever. And Cham is struggling right now. Oh, he's struggling. 3 more queens on the way. And finally Cham is doing what he should have been doing a while ago. But I think it's going to be too little, too late. Void Rays are charging up on those spores with their prismatic alignment. And now taking down another queen. GG gets called as Grimreaper UK wins this fantastic game against Cham. A cannon rush into an Immortal all-in, into a charged Void Ray all-in, into winning with pure Void Ray. We've seen it all now, ladies and gentlemen. If you did enjoy this game between Cham and Grimreaper, be sure to smash the like button. Helps me out a lot. Don't forget to subscribe as well to the channel. And hopefully we'll see you all next time for a new video. Bye bye.